In answer to your question before the show, I not only got a coffee, I got 2 coffees.
Hey, just like me, I got 2 cans. Hopefully I don't spit anything out like I did yesterday.
We're on campus today, folks. It's a twisted trip down double mic to mic Thursday, and we hope you're ready to rock with us. Let's go.
Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up. I got to thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
The only thing serious about those fields is the headache. Oh yeah! Let's go! Woo!
Let's roll, baby. Good morning, and welcome to the Mic to Mic Double Play Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us, and we're not going to waste any time with any frivolities or anything like that. We're just going to get right to it. Our first guest this morning is the voice of the brand new Greensboro Gargoyles. We're talking hockey, and we're playing mic to mic right now.
I would, but we don't have the graphic in the truck.
Why did you take the graphic out of the truck?
I didn't take the graphic out of the truck. You did.
This is what we come to this Thursday morning.
You keep out of this, bro.
Dude, I checked the other truck. It's not in the other truck either.
Okay, Victor, I'm not letting you in the truck again. We're just going to bring him in. Please help me. Please help us welcome the voice of the Greensboro Gargoyles, the one and only Casey Ditzel. What's up, Casey?
What is going on?
Welcome to the show, Bubba. What's going on?
Doing well.
You excited to be in the GSO for this season?
Yeah, I'm pumped up. I just moved down about 2 weeks ago. Everything's starting to get set. We're in the arena day by day here. Today's our jersey release, so right after I hop off this, we'll be pumping out the new jerseys for the fans, and a big release coming today at 6 o'clock. They'll be right on sale online after that. So a pretty exciting day here in Greensboro.
I have to say, and I've been there because I've announced for a few teams myself, that this had to be a whirlwind for you to get the call and then having to move down to Greensboro and then all of this coming on and the season's creeping right around the corner. I know it's had to be a whirlwind for you, Casey.
Well, yeah, I was on the college side for the last 6 years, and it came pretty quick here over the summer. Started the interview process back in May through June, and then around mid-July got the call, moved down here about 2 weeks later. So it's been a quick transition, but certainly one that I'm pretty excited for. And there's a lot of excitement around this city. They're expecting a sellout crowd, trying to break the ECHL record for attendance on night one of the franchise, potentially up to 23,000 in attendance here. So that's got the potential to be something special right off the bat, which for me is almost hard to comprehend, the thought of that many people in the building for a game.
You're in a place that is very familiar to me, which is Greensboro, North Carolina. I lived there a couple times, and the first ever game I took in was 1995, and it was the ACC tournament. at the Coliseum, and it was a full house then. And if it was loud then, I know for the Gargoyles it's going to be very, very loud opening night. What's your thoughts about the Coliseum so far?
I'll tell you, the first time I walked into it, my jaw dropped. And I've never been to Greensboro. Didn't come down while I was interviewing, so it was completely new the first day I walked into work. And our offices are right inside the Coliseum here in walking distance from where the rink is going to be. They've had a couple test projects going up and down. Actually, they're just taking down where the boards were up today. Getting ready for a couple concerts and stuff, but they had the mock of it up the last couple weeks. And when the second I walked in, just looking around, quite literally my jaw dropped in just astonishment of how big this place is. Obviously knew the history and knew the ACC championship had been there, but not something that you can really grasp until you're actually inside here. And then now for the last 2 weeks, kind of getting to know the area, getting to know the building, walking around with no people in here, looking around, thinking about the thought of having this place full is something, just completely mind-boggling and building that excitement. But everywhere we walk around the community here, people know about the team. So we're kind of a step ahead for an expansion team because they've had hockey here. They've wanted hockey back, and now this is their chance to get it back. So a lot of people in the community who've had season tickets with the previous teams are kind of already ready to go here. That excitement's building through those people, and that's only going to spread. And then you add on top of it the ownership group being with Barstool Sports and the Spit and Chicklets guys. That's only going to make it, even bigger from there, where that kind of gets us that worldwide grasp on the hockey community.
I've seen hockey inside the Coliseum when I lived there once before. It was the Greensboro Monarchs that were there, and they were playing a great final series, 1995, against the Charlotte Checkers, and that went the full 7 games. And it was loud then. You called Clarkson home for the last 6 years in the ECAC hockey conference. Did that on ESPN Plus. What was that experience like?
It's everything that I could ever ask for, and now thinking back on it, that it's over everything I could wish to go back to, because it's a small town. If you went and drove through it, you probably would never think about wanting to go back to it. And
right,
that might have been how my mom felt when we went up when I was in high school as a recruit, but it is the most special place on the planet. I tell everybody that and genuinely mean it. Where a group of people from our hockey team were all together last night, and everybody was crying because that's how much it means to not just myself, but a lot of people there. And it's pretty unique that, over the 6 years I was there, I ran a show and got to meet a lot of the alumni that came back and worked pretty close with our alumni department. And every single person, whether it's people from the 1950s, the 1960s, 70s, 80s, or 5 years ago, everybody still has the same thought on Potsdam, New York. And it seems like not much has changed up there, but it's a small town community. For me, it was great because I probably early on in my academic career maybe needed a little bit of that push and being close with professors and having the right people to get me on the right path. I started in engineering my freshman year. I was about to drop out of school my sophomore year, and that's when I met my public speaking teacher, and I just started working with the student radio during my freshman year. COVID hit, and was kind of getting more into that. I was on the ski team, got injured, so really didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't really have a path set, didn't at all like engineering, and she kind of pushed me towards the communications route. And I loved hockey. I loved working around the hockey teams. I loved the players, my friends on the team, and that was the direction I needed. And then all of a sudden, it snowballs, and I got that little push from behind, and then I was able to kind of make my own journey from there. And a huge piece of that is the small community, small school, because, they really gave me the reins to do whatever I wanted. Where my junior year, we took over the social media, me and one other kid that was a really talented videographer and graphics editor. And I was on more the player relations side, but the coaching staffs kind of gave us full reins where I'd grab the players, come up with a few ideas. He would film them, edit them, and we'd pump them out. And all of a sudden the social media presence, where it was more of a local presence there, went from a following of about 2,000 people to over 10,000 within the year. Then we started a couple radio shows. We started podcasting and had direct contact with the players, both men's and women's teams. That's something that doesn't happen if you go to a Penn State, a Michigan State, Arizona State, these big time schools where we're still, playing against those teams. It's the same caliber of talent that's coming through the doors. But I had a kind of a front row seat and was really fortunate for that in that way. And certainly, Clarkson is the complete reason that I'm able to sit where I am here now in the professional leagues and with an exciting opportunity with this brand new expansion franchise. That doesn't happen without my time there and without the people there that were helping me out.
Who are some of the voices you listened to growing up that gave you an inspiration while you were trying to find your way into the industry?
I kind of had a roller coaster path. I grew up a huge NASCAR fan, so I would say
Yes!
Darrell Waltrip. And
there you go. DW.
So when I was 4 years old, I was a diehard NASCAR fan. So we would put numbers on our bikes and draw chalk racetracks around the driveway, and I would sit and announce them while it was me, my brother, and my sister when we were 4 or 5 years old, and I'd be announcing while we were biking around, trying to keep track of how many laps and whatever, and then after that, I watched a lot of golf. Doc Emmerich is a huge influence on me, obviously for hockey names. Actually, pretty cool. I got a text from him yesterday, and we're gonna have a chance to talk next month, which I'm beyond excited. That's a guy I never thought in the world in a million years I'd have a chance to meet. And that also shows how small the hockey community is. But I think, especially since I've really started getting into it, and like I said, I was an engineering major, so I had no aspirations of becoming a broadcaster. But once I really, started transitioning into it, probably 2019, 2020, guys I've listened to a lot. I'm a Carolina Hurricanes fan, so I really like Trip Tracy. And on the hockey side, analysis was something I had to learn a lot of because I never played. So listening to him a lot, the way he describes the game, trying to find energy and display that passion while still, engaging the fans and giving insight that is teaching to the game. He's someone I think does that exceptionally well. On the Edmonton Oilers side, Jack Michaels is one of my favorite. I've gotten to know him. Had him on our show last year, and a guy who's really close with our head coach. So since I've gotten this job, I've talked to him a couple times, and he's one of my favorite on the energy side to listen to. A guy who's very passionate, a guy I could sit and listen to, all the time. But it certainly on the hockey side comes back every time to Doc Emmerich. I don't think anybody's ever going to be able to match or beat what he's done. With Shoes and on ESPN is certainly a top 10 talent, but Doc Emmerich, is the all-time voice for sure.
Yeah,
for me, growing up, the Dogs had Jack Edwards for many, many years with Boston. Me growing up in Chicago, I had Pat Foley, and now John Weideman, who's the radio voice of the Chicago Blackhawks for many years, many years, the voice of the Chicago Blackhawks, John Weideman. And for me, it was Pat Foley. But, of course, you can't go wrong with Doc Emmerich either.
No.
Love listening to Doc. When he was the voice of the Devils, and then he became the national voice for the NHL when it was on NBC, you can't go wrong with Doc Emmerich. The other thing that is dear to my heart, when I read your bio, the Special Olympics are very, very dear to you and to your sister Paige, who competed in Torino, Italy. How is that?
Yeah, it's so my sister has Down syndrome, so something that obviously has been a part of my life since I can remember. She's 2 years younger than me, so I've always been kind of around that and around the Special Olympics, kids with special needs since as far back as I can remember. And this past year, we had a pretty cool opportunity. She's been my family grew up skiing. My dad's a ski patroller at the local mountain, so I used to race and then transitioned into cross country skiing, which my family couldn't comprehend when we had all of the equipment for downhill racing. He's a downhill skier. All of a sudden, we had to buy all the new stuff. So that was when I went to college skiing. It was on the cross country side, but she's been a downhill skier as long as we have. She's done more racing than me or my brother combined. My brother plays basketball, and so she's kind of worked her way up. She was on the Special Olympics board with the state of New York the last few years, and then they were talking about inviting her 4 years ago. I think it was in Sweden, and she would have only been 15, 16 years old, so hadn't kind of been out by herself and had to live on her own, because that's a big piece of what the Special Olympics does. That's really cool about the World Games. It's really, a journey for these kids to learn independence, because a lot of what they do with the training camps, they have 2 training camps out west. And then obviously they go to a foreign country for almost an entire month. But a lot of that is traveling by yourself or with a coach and learning to be without your parents, learning to be on your own. So for her, and she's a pretty independent person herself, but it was a pretty cool experience to see her go out to Utah, have a roommate for the first time, where my brother and I were in college, and she's always wanted to go to college. And then she got the nod to go to Torino, Italy, went through all the camps. And they treat them like standard Olympians that we'll see in 2026 coming up pretty soon. Got all the gear, the winter coats, the polos, just whatever USA merch that you can think of. And I was always joking that she couldn't have been a little bit taller, so I could steal some of that stuff. But she's probably 4'10", so that's not going to fit on me. But all kinds of cool stuff. And then my whole family got the opportunity to go out. So it fell kind of perfectly right in between the conference championships on the women's side and the men's conference championships in Lake Placid that I was working for the conference. So went down with our women's team. Unfortunately, they lost in the semifinals this year to Cornell, who went to the Frozen Four. And then flew out the next day, went out to Italy. My family, my girlfriend came out, her family came, and got to tour Italy for about 13 days and flew back right in time to make it to Lake Placid and work for the men's trip. But now from that, she's been able to get so much more out of it. She just actually yesterday moved into Syracuse University and is going to be going through their 4-year program there. So, which is pretty cool. They have a BOCES program. They live on campus, live in the dorms 4 years. They take classes. So she's going to be taking, the same classes that I would take. And I think they have a little bit different curriculum on a pass-fail basis, but she's a full college student all of a sudden. A lot of that stems from, what the Special Olympics kind of brands and teaches kids on independence from a young age, which is pretty cool.
This Mike to Mike, you meet some of the coolest people, people that are just getting started in the business. Some people that have been in the business. Of course, we have Bill Schoening on as a very dear friend. This fella right here, folks, is going to be one of the newest voices of hockey. If you haven't tuned him in, I suggest that you do. Greensboro, get ready. You have a fabulous voice for your Gargoyles. Casey Ditzel joining us here as we kick off the Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning with a little Mike to Mike, getting to know him. Casey, love you very much. Thanks for coming on, and we hope that you come back.
Yeah, appreciate it. Anytime. You got my contact. Thanks for having me, and it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Casey. There's a way to start the show.
Oh, yeah. Man, just talking about some of those voices we had growing up. Like you said, I had Jack Edwards up here. Guy said he was a NASCAR fan with DW. I mean, I'm thinking immediately back to guys like Benny Parsons and Wally Dallenbach for color. Obviously, Alan Best.
Eli Gold.
Eli for the analysts. Alan Bestwick, Bob Jenkins, the poet laureate of the pavement, Ken Squire.
Ken Squire. There's a voice we haven't mentioned in a long time. Of course, Victor and I, growing up in Chicago, we've had Neil Funk, Stacey King. We've had, of course, the two I grew up with, Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr.
Jeff Joniak, Ed
Jeff
Farmer,
Joniak,
Hawk Harrelson,
and one of my other heroes. Yep, and one of my other heroes teamed with the late great Ed Farmer, John Rooney, who is now the voice of the St. Louis Cardinals.
You know about Gene Honda?
The public address voice of everything. Of everything. Anybody who doesn't know Gene Honda, longtime PA voice for the White Sox. He's the PA voice for the Blackhawks. He was the PA voice for Illinois for some time, which is where he graduated. And if you all know his voice, he was also the voice of the Final Four for many years.
Not to mention Dave Bennett as well.
Flipping it back here to Boston, Sean McDonough, Don Orsillo, Jerry Remy, for the Celtics, Gorman. There have been some iconic names that have gone through everywhere. Johnny
Most, long time Celtics voice. Lakers side, we all know this legendary voice. Chick Hearn, long time voice of the Lakers. And of course, someone we're going to be talking about later on here in the show during hour 2, the legendary Marv Albert.
Yes.
Who was the radio voice of the Knicks for a long time, and then he went national and took it over, and of course that was the end of that.
And of course you can't forget guys like Gus Johnson, Kevin Harlan,
Gus Johnson, Skip Carey. A Pizzle mentioned to us Skip Carey, Harry Carey. Chip Carey, who was a longtime voice of the Braves, now it's the television voice of the Cardinals.
Yep.
3 generations in. Joe Buck, Jack Buck.
Yep.
Here's an underrated voice for hockey and for baseball, Gary Thorne.
Yep. Yes.
Gary Thorne was the longtime television voice for ESPN when they first had hockey. One of my favorite voices now, Bob Wischusen.
Yes.
Television voice at ESPN. He does college football. He does NHL, and he's the voice of the Jets. And Gil, I am blanking on his name. Is it Gil Santos?
Yes.
The Patriots.
Yes, Gil Santos.
Gil Santos.
Yes. Still doing it.
Oh man, how can you go wrong with Gil Santos?
You can't.
You
just can't.
We some of the television voices we grew up with, the late Keith Jackson, Al Michaels, the late great Dick Enberg and Merlin Olsen. Dick Stockton, longtime voice of the NBA and the NFL on CBS.
You can go at Bob Costas too.
Bob Costas. Oh my God, Bob Costas. The
Vern Lundquist.
The Vern Lundquist. Underrated voice right now, Brad Nessler.
Yes.
Y'all want an underrated voice? There's the name for you, Brad Nessler.
And people that are like established that we know we talk about very, very much. PA himself, Paul Allen.
Paul Allen, yes.
Al Michaels.
23rd year with the Minnesota Vikings. God love Paul Allen.
There are those that aren't with us anymore, like Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Yep.
Dick Enberg, as I mentioned before. Frank Gifford, who was the voice of Sunday Night Football before Al came in.
So many amazing names that have gone through this, man.
Men and women, because I've worked with men and women. I tell you what, when women call basketball with me, it was a joy just to hear their knowledge. We got a voice with us, Allison Moran.
Yep. Yes,
Allison Moran, one of the sweetest women you'll ever know, but she knows her stuff when it comes to sports. She's here every week, folks.
Yeah.
So when I ask people to be on to do our mic to mic, there's a reason. Casey, once again, thank you very much. Demetrius Means at the top of the hour. 28 after this hour, I'm going to have a snack, and then we're going to have some laughs to close out hour 1 back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned. Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
You fool!
Delete! 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 Delete!
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
To all you sports fans out there, who are some of the voices that you grew up listening to or watching and listening to? Let us know in the comments down below.
Hi, I'm Kathy Engelbert, and I'm ruining the NBA, WNBA.
Hi, I'm Adam Silver, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
Hi, I'm LeBron James, and you got to deal with my fan base. Shut up.
Okay, this means war.
Hey, yo.
Hi, I'm Kyrie Irving, and I don't know how to dribble.
Hi, I'm Tuukka Rask, and I'm the butt of all the hockey jokes around here.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Run, and I stole money from charity.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, I'm B Shoujo, and I don't know how to run a business.
No, Gun Run is the guy who owns V Shoujo.
I'm still putting it on him.
Hi, I'm ESPN, and you got to have $30 extra to watch WWE now. Deal with it. I'll get into that later.
Open the garage on that one right now.
How did I know? How did I know? did I know? And not only do we open up the garage, but the grill's going outside.
All right, wait.
What?
Honey, fire up the triple grill.
We're going to do this Fast and Furious style. Hey, Toretto, crank it.
He's all yours.
Y'all can hang around for this one. Trust me.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Dear TKO, what in the hell are y'all doing? You have the platform set up because you brought the WWE Network over to Peacock, but now you sign a deal with ESPN. Okay, that's great. We figure we got enough time to transfer everything over. People are going to have to pay $30 a month for the ESPN direct-to-consumer app, yada, yada, yada. We figure we got enough time to do things. You know, Royal Rumble is at the start of the year. No, we don't. ESPN and TKO said, guess what? Y'all got a month to get your ish in order because we're starting with, listen to this for a PPV name, WrestlePalooza in September to start airing everything on ESPN.
I heard about that.
I'm sorry. What?
I heard about that.
Yes. They are going to be starting all their PLEs starting next month on the ESPN direct-to-consumer app.
Yep.
They don't even give us enough time to get everything in order. They're saying, no, you got a month.
They don't give you time to switch services.
No.
Nope. They don't.
And I get the fact that it's $1.6 billion for the next 5 years doing things. But you could give us enough warning to finish everything out with Peacock first, but no. Everything here stateside is now going to be run through ESPN. Internationally, everything's going to be through Netflix, which means people are going to be downloading VPNs and switching over their Netflix so they can actually watch it through that. Because who's going to pay $30 a month extra? Now, I get it. ESPN's going to have a whole mess of other stuff.
Like the SEC, perhaps.
Going through their app, games you can't get anywhere else, and yada, yada, yada. I get that. But for people who are just watching the WWE,
right,
that is ridiculous.
That's dumb.
For the everyman, they're screwed yet again by
yes.
WWE.
Exactly.
And this is not a Vince decision.
No, this is a Nick Khan, Triple H, and Rock decision.
Because every time something like this happens, usually people say, "Oh, this is another Vince decision." This is not Vince.
No, Vince is long gone. The last idiotic
decision. This is the nose man, Nick Khan, and The Rock.
This is the nose, the pebble, and the Nick.
Right.
The last idiotic Vince decision that we're still dealing with is going to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And that blood money is still getting funneled in.
And then some.
Yep. But the fact that it's going to be going through the ESPN app starting next month. We don't get the courtesy. We don't even get the courtesy. I got to do it this way. We don't even get the courtesy to reach around first before they start screwing us over.
You stupid.
They're immediately saying, take the pitchfork and enjoy it.
You stupid. I love you, but you stupid for that.
and I agree. TKO is what's screwing the WWE right now.
This is 2001 all over again.
It is. And
this is 2001. This is 2001. No. Change that. This is 2002 when they got the F out. Remember that campaign?
I remember that campaign.
The idiocy of that. And look, I get it. The copyright infringement is based on longevity than anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
But who heard of the World Wildlife Fund before any of that happened?
No one.
They poached it.
Well,
yeah,
no, they had it before because they were. I think they were like a decade before WWF was even conceived.
Well, you got to figure originally the WWF was the WWWF, and then they shortened it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But again, no one knew what this group was.
No one knew who.
And then they got a hair across there, and decided to say, you know what, we're going after Vince because we want to keep our 3 letters. So okay.
And what have they done since then?
Nothing.
I'll answer that question. Not a dadgum thing.
There's only been two.
Sorry about that.
So 2 instances where you've heard about the World Wildlife Fund?
Ooh,
in the past 2 decades?
2.
In the past 3. Listen. Keith Jackson said Reggie Jackson has seen 2 pitches he has seen 2 pitches tonight, 2, and he's in them both in the seats.
Yeah.
We've seen from the original WWF. We have seen 2 instances from them in the past 20 years. 2,
and they both sucked.
Yeah,
and they continue to suck.
So I don't understand why they don't give us the courtesy of having enough time to do any of this. I guess they want to get their money hungriness out of the way now and just say, by the way, instead of 5 years, it's going to be 5 1/4 years. You got to deal with this.
Well, we kind of figured because as soon as they started putting a lot more WWE programming onto ESPN with Stephanie's talk show and all the interviews with Triple H,
and not to mention,
they kind of knew it was going to come around the pipe.
Yeah,
and not to mention, there are a lot more people that have been writing about it also.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the other thing. Before this move, ESPN covered both companies, WWE and AEW. All the AEW stuff on ESPN is now gone. Every last bit of it has been scrubbed from ESPN, which proves where ESPN's loyalty is going to be from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
Which has me worried about what's going to happen from here on out with the WWE.
Shall we play the taps now?
Let's see how they do with WrestlePalooza first, and then go from there.
Because with me, I'm an old head.
Yeah,
right? I'm an old head. When the Attitude Era died, for me, so did they. Forgive me, y'all need to forgive me, but except for like special instances, like Stone Cold riding a 4-wheeler down the aisle in Houston.
Return of the Dead Man in WrestleMania 20.
Yep.
Which we all watched, by the way, Snowman, if you remember.
Yes, we did. Or the infamous taxi driver commercial for WrestleMania 21.
Right. Yep. It's ridiculous. And it's going to end up costing them in the long haul. They think all the fans are going to transfer from Peacock over. No.
Bishop,
in this day of technology, we're smarter than we look.
Bishop Bullwinkle, answer that question, please.
Is all of this going to work out in the end of the day for TKO?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Just, how long y'all think it's going to be before we start seeing random sightings of LeBron James and James Harden on the Harden?
I give it 2 months.
I mean, we've already had Tyrese Halliburton and whoever that clown is in New York show up.
You're probably going to end up seeing like Logan Paul or Grayson Waller versus LeBron James.
You already seen Logan Paul.
Yeah, I'm talking about like in like a total like gimmick match. Grayson Waller versus LeBron James or something.
And LeBron will probably take it on. And I have about...
Oh, he'll probably win. They'll probably put him over. LOL, LeBron wins.
I got 100 curse words for that, but...
Speaking of which, my head is hurting because something I received last night.
All right, well, you know what? TKO just got crispied. I got to yank it off the grill.
You're right, A-Pizzle. Stephen A. as a special guest commentator.
I'm eating.
While you're eating, I'm also going to close the garage door. I don't need people seeing when I'm going to be running to the next drag race. All right. So what's been making your head hurt, Vic?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
We got time.
Because if you do, you're going to have to cue something up for me.
What do we
And that is?
Do I really need to hit the button?
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
That's what
no.
I'm asking. Do you really want to know?
Hit it.
Oh, shit.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Oh,
I swear to God, I'm going to have to spray paint these purple at some point.
So, I have a friend of mine who is in my Discord, and we call him our residential troll.
You suck!
Because he likes to troll people.
Sounds like
a few people we know around these parts.
He watches the show, and he tells me, you know, I know that whenever it comes to like bronzesexual stuff, you always say that you don't look for it, it finds you. I'm like, yes, that is a fact.
It finds us.
He said
in the stupidest locations too.
He said, well, allow me to give you my contribution. And I was like, please, you don't need to do that.
Oh no.
He sent me a video from actually a YouTube channel that I like.
Uh-huh.
I believe it's a Dreams Pro.
Oh,
Yep.
I know Dreamers Pro. I know that channel.
Yes.
I'm a follower of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at that. House of Highlights.
I know that YouTube channel.
I love House of Highlights.
Was
I
reacting
know that channel
to
well.
a video where someone said,
Oh
open
no.
it, please.
Open it.
Quote.
Michael Jordan's 6-0 record is the most overrated stat in sports.
Close quote.
Give me the Wonder Bread Choir, please.
And now a selection for the Wonder Bread Choir entitled Dog.
Overrated my ass. Here.
Now, the reason why said person said that it was overrated is because it lacks the context of the years where Michael Jordan did not make it to the finals.
What in the all types of vital blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell is that?
I don't know.
It lacks the context.
It lacks the context of the years before Michael made it to the finals.
It's called building it. I'm not gonna cuss. I will not cuss.
I think right now what this already deserves.
Wait. Hold that thought.
What?
Hold that thought. Pens. Notebook. Fresh page. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not swear. 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 No, honey, I'm not going to swear, even though I'm being told something stupid.
Hang on a second here. I'm actually getting a phone call. Hang on a second here. Hang on.
Jeez Louise.
Yellow? Okay, I'll let him know. Maury called and said that dude's a troll.
My friend does not agree with this.
I think I hear the phone ringing again.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Yeah, I think so too. Hang on.
I got it. Snowman here. Oh, okay. Thank you. Cole Johnson just called and says that guy's a troll. Troll.
Oh, use a troll.
Troll.
Use a troll. I said that use a troll.
Now, my friend does not agree with this, but he knows that this stuff annoys me. So he wanted to give me his contribution.
Oh, no.
With friends like that, who needs bronze sexual enemies?
The individual also stated that after Jordan retired, the Bulls were still an elite team because they had Scottie in the prime, they still had Kerr, and they had won 55 games without Jordan. Which means the team was the reason why Michael won the titles, not himself.
Okay, honey, you're going to have to forgive me. Are you out of your rat-picking mind?
Rock?
Shut up, bitch.
Say it again, dog. Say it again.
Rock, part 2.
Shut up, bitch.
I sat there and I was like, are you serious? How does any...
So he's... Continue, Victor.
What this proves to me is that there is no logic when it comes to the bronzesexuals.
We warned you of that.
The fact that...
Logic with bronzesexuals. That's about as bad as trying to figure out if somebody spoke English.
English, do you speak it?
I just need to get
That's
that
about
out
as
of my head.
That's about as bad as V-Show Joe and Gun Run trying to team up and do something together.
Ow.
I still don't think he understands you guys.
Dude, Gun Run is V-Show Joe.
Yeah, Gun Run is the owner or president of V-Show.
Well, I'm splitting them in half for this purpose.
Well, he no longer has V-Show. V-Show is done.
Yeah, V-Shoujo has gone bankrupt.
I'll correct
they
you
don't
on
have
this
any
one.
talents.
I'll correct you on this one, boss man. Let's just say V-Shoujo Ninja Sanji trying to do something.
Yes.
But anyway, all that.
By the way, I actually snuck a Ninja Sanji burn in during my broadcast last night.
Wait, what?
Please tell me what you said. Please.
Hold on.
Let Victor finish.
Let me close this up, and then we'll get right to that. Just. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I just need to get that out of my head. Otherwise, it would have stuck in my head for the next 2 weeks, and I would have probably run into a brick wall. So get out of my face, you thirsty bitches. Screw you.
We're done here.
In a world where logic and sense fly.
Apparently, we're not done here.
Hammer.
Oh.
Oh no.
Here it comes.
Context, eh? You really wanna, you stupid bronzesexual, you really want to talk about context when you are in love with a player that cannot play at all? Really? So you think it's a... Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzesexual Confessions.
Okay, dog, spill. What happened?
Okay, since we got a minute before our other guest comes in. So I'm commentating on the Martinsville truck race for Sim Racing Media. You know, we got the Outlaw Sim series we're covering Wednesday nights.
Nice.
And the producer has a graphic of a positional chart that looks a lot like what you would see for like the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody was tracking way down and kind of kept tracking down. And I was like, why does this look like what happened to Ninja Sanji after all their talent left?
Unfortunately, some talents are still there, though, Don.
Yeah, but I still brought up the fact of why does this remind me of Ninja Sanji's, Stock Exchange? So I snuck in a subtle. I snuck in a subtle little burn.
I will say the stock exchange is about to go down even more because in a week, one of the most beloved and most popular remaining VTubers is getting the hell out of there.
Can't say I blame him. Cannot say I blame him.
And she's gonna take most of the fans with her.
Good.
Oh boy.
Free them! Free them, Rosemi! Free them!
So again, a nice little subtle burn when I had the opportunity because it was just there. It's like Cleveland. It's just there.
Just there.
It's like Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. He's just there.
I do have something for Snowman though.
Oh, we got a few minutes.
Because
I'm afraid.
Just got a chance to watch some stuff from ESPN, and they were talking about the Indianapolis Colts and their decision to select as QB1 for the Colts Daniel Jones. And people basically said they felt really bad because Anthony Richardson's career could be over.
Anthony Richardson's career never got started. Give me this camera.
Oh boy.
I cover the Colts on an alternative play-by-play basis, and I do it for Snowman Sportsnet. Anthony Richardson's career never got started. He's been finished since the first time he banged his shoulder on the turf and didn't get up.
Yeah, he's been injured.
And to me, Anthony Richardson seat out when he tapped his head. Down. Take the camera away. Because if I say anything, I'll get in trouble. You know what? We'll save our break. We'll save our break for later. Let's go to Virginia, shall we?
Okay.
And Virginia.
Have a little more mic to mic.
All right.
Sounds good.
Part 2.
How about we welcome a fellow whose biggest inspiration is the legendary Marv Albert.
Hey.
Yo.
He played hoops. He's a New Yorker. And, well, what can I say? He's putting his jacket on, so he's really ready to get down to business. Let's have some fun. Let's go to Virginia and welcome the legendary Demetrius Means Business.
What's happening, Snowman?
What's happening, Bubba?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Doing
How are
pretty
you,
good,
sir?
man. Doing pretty good.
You are here with us, so we're doing fabulous. Okay, to welcome a legend like you to a little session of mic to mic, man. Listen, you grew up with a voice that we grew up with that's synonymous with basketball. That, of course, is the great Marv Albert. How many times did you practice his voice calling games?
Well, I never did it calling games, but I entered a lot of Marv Albert contests because I used to imitate him as a kid. Ever since I was 12 years old, I would sit by the radio and listen to him and mock him. And when he was on TV, I would imitate him as well. And so over the years, I've been involved in a lot of Marv Albert contests and won some money, believe it or not, and just had a lot of fun with it. You know, because Marv would be, oh, let's leave the Celtics 65, 64, smaller. That counts.
And I thought I had a great impression of Marv Albert. And the Blazers lead 63-54, 7:40 remaining in the third quarter. This guy's got me beat. I bow to you, kind sir. And that, and to have a legendary voice like that sets you on your path to broadcasting. How much fun has it been for you?
Well, it's been fun because ever since at the age of 12, I always wanted to get into sports broadcasting. And I will never forget my mom taking me upstairs in a room. I told her that, and I said, where are we going? She says, we're going to pray about it. And so actually we prayed about it. And then in the 80s, I started going to radio school in New York City. And then I ran out of money. And my mother died. And I thought, well, I don't know what's going to happen now. But when I moved to Virginia, I just happened to be at a game where my wife was a principal. And I was standing in the doorway. And I was talking about the game. And this fella tapped me from behind and said, how do you know so much about the game? I said, well, I played. I'm a former player. I scrimmaged against Albert King, Vinnie Johnson, who played for the Detroit Pistons. And so he brought me up to the booth and said, analyze the game. So he brought me up 2 weeks straight. The third week he brought me up and he said, I don't want to do this anymore. So would you like to take my position? I said, absolutely. So that snowballed into the general manager of the local radio station asking me if I ever done a sports show. I said no, but I would love to give it a try. And then I just started going to different radio and television conferences to work on my craft. And I've been on my local radio station. I broadcast for them for 25 years. I've done 460 basketball broadcasts, 178 sports shows, and then just started filtering out doing college ball locally. And so it's been fun. So the goal has always been to get to the next level, which is with the network. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay, because I've had a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people. This is a position that's also given me the opportunity to be a mentor to young people, to kind of guide them and direct them when they ask me how I got into broadcasting, how I got started. And also growing up in New York City. You know, I was a kid that grew up who struggled in school. And I had a teacher tell me that I would never be anything because I struggled in school, because I lived in a housing project, and because I was Black. But I never held that against him, because I really liked this teacher. And he said it in a nice way. He just had things wrong. And so, believe it or not, in the 90s, in like 98, he sent me an email. I have no idea how he got my email. He saw all the articles that were written about me, and he started following my broadcasting career. And he said, look, I just want to ask for your forgiveness. And I said, hey, man, I forgive you. You just propelled me to move forward. And I wasn't going to give up on my passion.
You never give up on your passion, because growing up in Chicago, myself growing up on the South Side, you had Marv Albert, I had Jim Durham. And Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr got me ready for Bulls basketball. And I was a faithful listener, especially during the old simulcast era, because the games were on Sports Vision for many years. And I just started recording the games and trying to repeat everything I heard, from Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr's boys to PA announcer Tommy Edwards. We had Tommy Edwards in the stadium. You guys in New York had John Condon, the longtime PA announcer, and now Mike Walsewski at the world's most famous arena. But it's like you have these legends around you, and you use them to move forward. And I took a chance in 1995 at Chicago State, and they let me stick around for 14 years, and it's been a filter out process for me since then. And what a lot of people don't realize, and I know you can attest to this, Demetrius, is that the first thing you do when you get into this, after being in awe about it, you have fun with it and you run with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have so much fun with it. And the one thing that I love about it is that, especially, I'm in a small town right now in Virginia since I left New York. And, when you move to a rural area, everybody knows everybody. And so when I first moved here and started broadcasting, it was, and I heard the noise. They called me a come here, because I wasn't from Virginia. Mm-hmm. And they were like, who is this guy on the radio? Who is this guy?
Right.
Once they got used to me, I was told by many of the listeners that we couldn't wait to get home to turn on the radio to listen to your sports show or to listen to a game that you were broadcasting. And I have to give big props to my broadcasting play-by-play partner, Carol Ashburn, because he allowed me to be me. And without Carol, there would be no Demetrius Means to be successful in broadcasting. And he's been my partner for 25 years. And we stopped broadcasting in 2020. Carol, believe it or not, now is just turned 93. But
wow.
This guy has the energy. I used to kid with him all the time. You got more energy than vitamin A, B, C, and D. But it's always nice, because I've never looked at broadcasting being about me. I've always looked at it being where I could put a smile on somebody's face or share information of something that they didn't know, or they stop me and say, hey, we really enjoyed that broadcast. We couldn't wait to hear you back on the air, whether it be your sports show or broadcasting the game. That's what it's all about. And it's about helping others because, you know, I tell people this all the time during guest speaking appearances or no matter where I go. You don't make it on your own by yourself.
No,
you're only successful from the people that God put around you to help you. And so I've never taken the attitude that it's been about me. And so I'm just thankful for the opportunity.
You know, Victor has been my partner for 17 years back home in Chicago. And Victor said to me, "Can I have the mic for a quarter?" One night we were doing a game. And I kept thinking, okay, how am I going to spring this on him? How am I going to surprise him? And Victor was so antsy, and I think it was a game at Chicago State we were doing, and it was a high school game, as a matter of fact, at Chicago State, and I sprang it on him by saying, "We go to the second quarter. Here's Victor Locke." And Victor turned and looked at me and went, "What?"
Nice.
Kind of caught him off guard a little bit.
Well, he got me back later because I was taking a drink of Pepsi to begin the third quarter. He reintroduced me, and I quickly had to finish. But with all of this, if you can identify a couple of your favorite games that you did, which are they?
Oh wow! I mean, it's favorite games, favorite shows. First of all, I did 2 sports shows. One was a one-on-one sports show called The Coach's Corner. I interviewed players, coaches, special guests. You know, my special guests, I was fortunate enough to have, I don't know if you remember the James Brown from the NFL.
I do.
The old Ted Marchibroda, who coached the Colts. I got a chance to interview Larry Holmes. But when it comes to my favorite, you know, I broadcast the game one time, me and my partner, where we got to this ball game against 2 teams that were rivals, Lancaster High School against Northumberland High School. And, Northumberland High School and Westmoreland High School. And the coach for Northumberland held the ball for the whole first half because he knew that his team could not beat this team. But it frustrated them so bad because they stayed in the 2-3 zones that when they finally came out of the zone, Westmoreland, the point guard, had a 3-point shot with 5 seconds left on the clock before the half, and they went into the locker room 3-0. But the drama that was involved with the crowd of 1,500 people roaring and being upset, you know, the opposition team being upset. We received so many phone calls. People wanted a copy of the tape because we just discussed and talked about everything from the crowd to the expression on, you know, what was going on within the game. And that was, believe it or not, that was a highlight because all the intangibles that went on during the broadcast, it's a game that even to this day in Virginia that is constantly talked about.
That is wild.
I'm sitting here crying from laughter because I've seen it before on my end in a high school game. Victor, you'll vouch for this one. There's one we did, the City Suburban Showdown. They had to move the game the day of from Welsh Ryan Arena at Northwestern in Evanston to the UIC Pavilion in downtown Chicago. I didn't get the word until the last minute, and it was Victor that had given me the word. And he said, you realize we got to go downtown now, right? I said, what? Yeah, they moved the game.
Wow.
When did they do this? About 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. It was 2005, as a matter of fact, and they needed more seats because of a player at the time for Brother Rice, Bobby Frazier. Well, as it turns out, Bobby Frazier was injured and couldn't play. And when we talked to Brother Rice's coach, he said, we did everything we could, even with the extra time, to get him ready, and we've got to rule him out. So now we're sitting there thinking, who's going to step up for Brother Rice? Because they were playing the #1 team in the nation in St. Joseph. Yeah. Enter a little heralded hero we like to call Brian Harrigan, who went 6 for 7 from deep and nailed the dagger to seal the game to take down #1 St. Joseph. Wow. I had no ears after the game. Victor had no ears nor no voice. Our friend Derek, who was our producer on site, turned and looked at me and went, "What the hell just happened?"
Yep.
Boy,
that was crazy.
You know, so many things. First of all, people don't realize, you know, when people say, you guys did a great job, whatever, they don't realize the preparation that's involved.
Absolutely.
The broadcast look easy. And for me, with my local radio station, you got to remember, I started at my local radio station in the season of 94-95. And those were back in the days where, when I was in the studio hosting the show, we had the old carts where you put the so, and then there's been times.
I tell you how many of those carts I went through.
and then when we did our broadcast, we had a phone line.
Yes.
And many times when we had a problem where, our system broke down, I remember setting up 2 splitters for 2 phones for me and my partner, and we broadcast the game by phone. Nobody never knew the difference. And of course, today, you know, you can do everything by cell phone.
Yes.
Through your system, and I was my own engineer on site, so there was nobody there to help me. So I always had to figure it out, and thank God I was always able to figure it out.
You know what's funny? There was a game that was a doubleheader we were covering at Chicago State one year, and we were ready. We were ready to go. We had everything, but unfortunately, a very key part of the system broke. So I looked at John, and he looked at me, and he said, "Now what?" John raced into his office and pulled out. Remember when Radio Shack was a thing?
Oh yeah, I was.
and they had magazines of stuff you can pick up, and they'll tell you if it's on site or not. He pointed right to the page, and he said, "Get me this. It's up on 95th toward Evergreen Plaza." Dear God, folks in Chicago remember Evergreen Plaza. He says, "Right toward Evergreen Plaza." I had a shirt and tie on. I thought I'd be able to relax before the game, which I was announcing. Nope. Had to get on the bus, fly up to Evergreen Plaza, pick up the part, and I picked up 2 extra parts for it, got reimbursed for it, got back, and there was like 10 minutes left before the first game started. Wow. And I'm out of breath.
Yeah, that's pressure.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll share this one. We're coming up on a break, but I'll share this one for you, and I know you'll get a kick out of this one, Demetrius. I went to Kansas City. Chicago State was playing UMKC and was at the old Kemper Arena. Now, I had to tape this one in advance, so I made sure I had plenty of tapes, made sure I had my recorder, made sure I had my headset and my microphone. I set the microphone up. This is 2002. I set the microphone up, and I had the adapter to go into the tape recorder, and it fell apart.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, I mean, I picked this thing up, and I was so careful because it was so worn. When you go through parts that are worn and haven't been replaced in a while, you may run into problems. Ran into a problem because I screwed the thing in, and I just getting ready to put it into the microphone jack, and it went and split apart.
You know, you mentioned that, and it reminds me real quickly of, I have a wireless microphone that I bought from Radio Shack. Check it out. I bought it in 1994. I still have it to this day. It works better than the new wireless microphones today. I can go 300 feet with it. I've tried all these different new wireless
and it ain't the same.
Good. The only thing that failed on me on this on the receiver was the antenna broke.
Oh,
I couldn't find a new antenna, and so I was gonna go online for Amazon. You know how you do when you search around.
Yes.
To know this guy who I worked with at Radio Shack many years ago. Plus, he was a tech guy. He says, "Man, I got a lot of junk in my garage. Let me go take a look." He found the antenna. And so I'm back in business with that antenna.
Victor and I brought a wireless set from Radio Shack because when we were doing summer baseball, doing travel baseball, our boss wanted us to try doing the announcing in the stands, to try to get the fan experience. I looked at Victor and he looked at me and we're like, how the hell are we going to do this? And then it hit me before we went home that night. I said, we need to stop at Radio Shack before it closes. Man, we're not going to find a Radio Shack before it closes. Trust me. There will be a Radio Shack that will be open beyond 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Where are we gonna find it? We had to go all the way downtown. We had to drive an extra 25 minutes downtown. I raced in, found the exact system, grabbed it, didn't have time to test it, didn't have time to do anything. I grabbed it. How many did I grab, Victor? Like 4 packs of 9-volt batteries? Just in case.
I think it was 5.
4 or 5 packs of 9-volt batteries, just in case. And Victor looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We're going to experiment tomorrow because we got asked to experiment tomorrow, and we're going to try it." Would you believe that thing went all over the park?
Yeah.
You can move from one field to the other with no problem.
We had a station, I think, at field 4.
Yes, we did.
And we were able to go from 1 to 3 to 5. We never did 2 because 2 had different tournaments that we were part of.
Field 2 had different tournaments, so they weren't ready for the technology we were springing on them.
Right.
But Fran dared me to go to field 5 with my microphone that I have on this side of the field to that side of the field. Wow. I did that. And before Kevin Harlan famously said, "I'm calling both games," I was actually doing the darn thing. And Victor looked at me and went, "How'd you pull that off?" I couldn't tell you to this day. It was an idea and it worked.
It just happened to work.
It's amazing the stuff that you were able to pull off that people don't know about when it comes to broadcasting. It really
Ingenuity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Demetrius Means, the legendary Demetrius Means, joining us on our second half of Mike to Mike. My brother, thank you so much for coming on this morning. It was a blast, and I'd love to have you back.
Absolutely. I look forward to doing it again, and I wish you guys the best as you're doing a great job yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Demetrius.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
We got to take an extended break, and I got more Radio Shack tales of broadcasting involving me, Victor, our buddy Derek, and a couple of women we were working with. And I even have I can't think of the word, an improvisation tale involving my wife helping me. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Hey everyone, I'm joined by my old friend, Mr. Ellis Williams, AKA Mr. Biggs. You called me and you told me, you said, man, I got CarShield and it worked. What made you get it?
I have this old SUV and I know the manufacturer warranty is about to run out. I didn't want to get stuck with expensive car repairs.
Right. So I gave CarShield a call. Coverage was very affordable and there was no long-term contract. A few months after that, transmission went on my car. I took it to my mechanic, they called CarShield and saved my family on $2,400.
CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Their administrators have paid out over $1 billion in claims and cover most vehicles from 5,000 to 150,000 miles. You'll receive 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental reimbursement at no additional charge.
Give CarShield a call today before it's too late. Remember,
CarShield cars go farther.
Protect yourself now against expensive auto repair bills. Call 800-513-9263.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show. This is Snowman in the Morning.
Thanks to our stations, WSDB, WJKS, along with WSMM, KSRN in Arizona, and WBWS in Chicago. That's your station ID, and I believe we have a scoreboard update to get to.
Where you at, Vic?
Let me unmute so that it actually. All right.
I've done that.
Too many times.
Right.
Oh, man. Victor, how many times have I done that by mistake in 12 years?
I remember one time, I think I did it for like 10 minutes, and I was wondering, why can no one hear me? I checked the connections. I checked my computer. Everything. I'm like, let me check. That is why the mic was muted.
You're muted.
All right. Time now for the Snowman, SeatGeek, Scoreboard, Cutie Queen update.
I knew that was coming.
No.
SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Lone game yesterday for the WNBA. The Sparks beat the Wings 81-80. Man, that was a nice game.
Buzzer beater by Kelsey Plum won it for the Sparks from Los Angeles.
I do really want to see Kelsey versus Caitlin. Like a real straight up fight between those two.
Right.
All right. Today's game.
It'll be a 50-point game. First one to get 50 points is an automatic win.
Hey, I'd be okay with that. All right, today's games go this way. Mystics take on the Suns. The Chicago Sky take on the New York Liberty. Minnesota Lynx take on the Dream. And the Mercury take on the Aces. But I know one game I'm going to be checking out, and that's actually for tomorrow, which is the Minnesota Lynx taking on your Indiana Fever, where Snowman will have the call.
7:30 is our tip-off time. 7 o'clock is our full pregame show. And Paige Becker set a record last night, 44 points.
Nice.
First highest scoring game by a rookie in the WNBA. To Major League Baseball we go.
All right, to the Diamond we go. Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Blue Jays 2-1. The Phillies over the Mariners 11-2. Astros unfortunately drop another one to the Detroit Tigers 7-2. Just shows how hot the Tigers are.
Yes.
The Guardians lose to the Diamondbacks. The Marlins beat the Cardinals. The Mets lose to the Nationals. The White Sox unfortunately get blanked by the Braves 1-0 on that one. The Yankees beat the Rays 6-4. The Rangers beat the Royals 6-3. The Athletics beat the Twins 4-2. The Cubs win again. This time over the Brew Crew 4-3. Can't believe that happened. The Rockies beat the Dodgers 8.
I hate the Cubs.
I do too. And the Angels beat the Reds 2-1. And the Padres beat the Giants 8-1. Now, today's games go this way. Dog, you got our matchups?
I got them locked and loaded. Let's do it to it.
All right, 12:10 p.m. The high noon game is going to feature the Minnesota Twins taking on the A's of California / Oakland / Anaheim. You get the idea. Who's in the hub?
/ Las Vegas. In the go-home game, you have Jack Perkins at 2-2 for the A's versus the lack of record. Jose Urena, I believe, is making a spot start today.
Spot start, yep.
1:10 p.m. features the Texas Rangers going all the way to KC, take on the Kansas City Royals.
Patrick Corbin at 6-9 versus Michael Lorenzen at 5-8.
In the battle up in the Central Division of the National League, the Cubs once again host the Milwaukee Brewers at 1:20 p.m.
The 11-2 Quinn Priester versus the 8-5 Shota Imanga.
The LA Dodgers are taking on the Colorado Rockies, who's on the rock for both teams.
Your 3:10 p.m. game, it's Clayton Kershaw at 7-2 versus the 2-9 Chase Dollander.
The New York Mets at 3:05 p.m. are taking on the Washington Nationals, and that is in Washington. Who's on the bump?
The 1-1 Sean Manaea versus the 5-12 Mackenzie Gore.
The San Diego Padres host the San Francisco Giants at 3:10 p.m. Who's on the hill?
The go-home game for both of these teams, it's the 1-9 Justin Verlander versus the 5-11 Dylan Cease.
At 6:15 p.m., it's the war as old as time. The Hatfields and the McCoys. It's the New York Yankees hosting the Boston Red Sox. Who's on the hill for these teams, dog?
In the rivalry that's older than Beauty and the Beast, it's Lucas Giolito for Boston at 8-2 versus the 1-1 Luis Gil for the Yankees.
Go Gio! Hey Vic, you're muffled, dude.
No, I'm not.
You were for a second there, but I believe you were talking about the Astros and the Orioles at 7:15. It's the 3-1 Jason Alexander versus the 1-6 Brandon Young.
And last but not least, the 6:35 nightcaps features the St. Louis Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa.
And the crazy thing is this game has been moved forward 2 days for some reason because of the series. It is going to be 11-6 Sonny Gray versus the 1-2 Joe Boyle.
I'm wondering if it has anything to do with any weather that's going to be coming to since
it is in Tampa. That is.
Probably.
I think that's the case.
It probably is, but that's
your matchups, that's your scores, and that is your Snowman SeatGeek scoreboard Cutie Queen update brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to watch the Bulls, the Bears, the Blackhawks, even some good teams like the Niners and the Colts, whether you want to watch the Patriots or you want to watch a Blackpink concert, get your tickets from SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for $20 off your first purchase.
Come on, let it
Brought
go.
to you by SeatGeek, where fans can fan. And no, Cutie Queen, I'm not letting it go.
Bruh.
well. Now that is out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday.
Just a minute.
I was literally in London this time last week. Like, come on, let it go.
No, we can't. Too much fun.
Do you really want us to promote a Taylor Swift concert around here?
No, I'd rather promote Black.
God no. God no. You know what?
So you're telling me you guys would rather promote Blackpink?
Yes.
Why not?
Mainly because of the fact that they're not getting shoved down our throats like Taylor Swift is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To wrap up the show, we bring in this guy.
Let's do it.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
The holla calls for us all on a Thursday morning. It's my brother in the Cowboys Army, the Rational Cowboys.
Yep, Chris Dietz. Why did you change the truck?
Because I'm bringing up something.
There we go.
What's up, Dietz?
What's up, Dietz?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
We're having fun here. I'm on campus today, and I'm probably going to be on campus next week. So we're having a blast getting everything set up. You said you had something special for us today, Dietz. What you got?
I got a couple things special because, as always, I worked last night, so I listened to the show yesterday.
Okay.
And I got a little something for Snowman. I got to open the show here for Snowman. This is something that's never been said on this show before.
Uh-oh.
Good job, Kathy Engelberg. Your goal has been completed. I don't know why you've decided. I don't know why you've decided to destroy your league. But you accomplished it yesterday. You accomplished it yesterday, or a few days ago. You finally took out your last enemy. I mean, Caitlin Clark. You don't like her. You took her out. Sophie Cunningham came to Caitlin's defense.
You took her out.
Now you took her out.
Yep.
You're destroying your league at an epic rate. Congratulations.
I used to think
I agree.
The worst commissioner in the world was Roger Goodell.
Nope.
And now Kathy Engelbert has
Nope.
completely leapfrogged that.
Listen, Kathy y'all heard me go off on Kathy Engelbert yesterday.
This is your bag. This is you dropping the
How
bag.
many times? Listen, you watched the show yesterday, Deets. I know a lot of people did, and I got a lot of texts saying, good job with what I did yesterday. How many times did I pick up that little red bag that's under my desk? I'm not in my office today. And I said, this is your bag, Kathy Engelbert, and then dropped it. Huh?
You can't make this stuff up.
You really can't.
Nope.
Like you have Caitlin Clark. They don't want her to be the face of the league, so what do? They beat the crap out of her.
Yep.
And eventually injury gives way. Sophie Cunningham comes in. All right. So first strike, she defends Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second strike, you have the one person in the entire WNBA. One, she was hit by one of the objects. When it was thrown on the court, it hit her.
In Los Angeles.
And you want to know what she did the next day? Went on a podcast and made fun of it and said, "This is a conversation I never thought I was going to have in my entire life."
Right, but that's
And I listened to that podcast and was cracking up.
that's the thing. Though, Sophie completely no-sold it, and I thought that was the best way to handle it because if you make a big deal out of it, it only emboldens the people to keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
The only one of these people, the only one in the WNBA who wasn't going to play victim was Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't like that. So that's strike two. Strike three, she's the most attractive person in the WNBA.
Understatement of the century.
Understatement, indeed.
So that was strike three. She had to go.
And you're out.
They had to get her out of there.
Strike three and out.
And
now I'm at a point, and I never thought I'd say this aloud, but I've been hinting at it the last couple of times, and my frustration gave it away. I'm at a point right now where I'm pulling away.
Well, I
hate doing it.
I think the problem is that the lack of promotion for other teams and other players. I mean, you don't really hear much about Kelsey Plum. We're finally getting more about Paige Beckers. We're getting a bit of Sabrina Ionescu, but it has been either
And we lost these.
We'll keep it going.
But now it's been basically either Camp Caitlin or Camp Angel, and there's been no one else.
Yeah.
Now you see this concerted effort to kind of push Caitlin to the side and prop up Angel. Unfortunately,
this has been their plan all along.
Yeah, it has been.
And I hate saying that. This has been their plan all along since Caitlin Clark set the league on fire last year and beat Angel 3 out of 4 times in the season series. Second point. Of those two, since they want to make it a 2-person league, fine. Let's look at it in that context. Who made the playoffs and who didn't?
There you go.
Okay, Engelbert didn't like that. And now you come to Caitlin's sophomore year, if you want to call it that, where they put together a team. Indiana did with trades and free agents and their draft. And they drafted a championship caliber squad, and yet one by one, as Playmaker said yesterday, they're dropping like flies.
Yeah.
They're dropping like flies.
I mean, let's put it this way. Look at the fact, if you want to talk about promoting the league, look at who's on the cover of 2K26 and who isn't.
Yeah.
What does that say where this league is going?
Yeah. I'll talk about that in a standalone video later. If I don't do it this weekend before Kansas State and Iowa State.
And think about the other thing you guys talked about with the WNBA yesterday. You have one state that is women's basketball. That is women's basketball dominated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take that team and move them to a city where you're going to be sixth fiddle.
Right.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, what are you trying to do? And
there's another strike against Engelbert because 1 minute there's a deal in place,
right,
and the next minute there isn't.
Now there's options.
Let me highlight it the way Playmaker highlighted it earlier in the week. 1 minute there's a deal in place, and the next minute Engelbert comes out and says, now there's options.
Right.
And I borrow from the great Chris Dietz. What the hell are we doing?
They don't. She does not know. She clearly does not know.
I mean, you have.
It's like bringing. It's like bringing Nasanji in to run the damn thing.
Oh my God!
It's like bringing the sun. Shane, you're gonna hate me for this joke, but I'll make it anyway. It's like bringing Nasanji in to run the Patriots.
Oh hell no!
Dog would gladly drown Gillette Stadium in mustard if that happened.
Ninja Sanji coming in to run the Patriots.
There's the name I'm looking for. I keep pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry.
Ninja Sanji coming in to run the Patriots. Boss man, with all due respect.
Shut up, bitch!
And Playmaker just said something very, very true. Engelbert is being manipulative with the sale of with the sale of the Sun. Right. Not only is she being manipulative, she's being secretive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like bringing Ninja Sanji in to run your league. It's like bringing Ninja Sanji in to run the Cubs.
I'd rather enjoy that just to see it burn.
Oh dear God!
And I hate to make this joke for Pizzle, but I'll do it anyway, and I mean this in fun. It's like bringing Ninja Sanji in to run the Florida Panthers. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. And I don't want to see that.
Man,
okay.
that caused Brad Marchand to leave and come back to Boston. Wait a minute. Do that. We need Brad Marchand back.
You ain't getting Marchand back.
I was going to say that's not happening.
You ain't getting Marchand back.
Sorry.
We want Marchand back, damn it.
No. It's like
the ownership.
It's like bringing Ninja. It's like, I'll take a shot at my own team. It's like bringing Ninja Sanji in to run the 49ers.
Right.
Oh, they'd be.
Oh my God.
If Ninja Sanji ever comes in to run my 49ers, can I get the Bishop Bowl? Can I get Bishop Bullwinkle, please?
Hang on a second. I'm gonna have to change trucks. You got me floating between two different trucks here, man. You got me floating between two different trucks. Hang on a second here. You're gonna have to do it because I can't flip between them now.
Why can't you flip between the trucks?
Because I'm trying and I can't.
Why not?
Hang on a second.
And we lost.
That's the other reason. I had that.
Him.
I had that. There we go.
First of all,
let me handle the flipping. You want a Bullwinkle? Here's your Bullwinkle. Woo!
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
There you go.
Move on, please.
All right, what else you got for us, Dietz?
But Dietz, thank you for pointing all this out.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Like the only thing that makes sense is that this was planned from the start.
Right.
I believe it.
Like and if this wasn't the plan, then this is the most disastrous failure that we've seen in like 3 months' time.
It's a disaster.
Like all of this stuff could not have happened in a row. It could not be more disastrous.
I hate to say it, but it's almost as if Kathy Engelbert's been taking lessons from this clown.
No, I honestly think Kathy Engelbert is far worse than even Gerald is. I mean, yes, he's made bowhead moves, but I don't think he's ever made a
and also Engelbert has effed around so much. There's a pending strike or labor stoppage.
Yep.
Facing the W. And they're supposed to be on the verge of money.
That was my second point. That was actually my initial point before I heard all the other stuff. When I saw Sophie Cunningham go down, I wanted to come on here and say to the WNBA PA, hire me. I will represent you. This is the easiest case in the entire world to be like, the commissioner of our league and the league office does not care about the player. She does not care.
She doesn't.
They don't. She's. I don't think she's ever cared about them.
She's worse than Adam Silver.
Oh,
now that's saying something.
Well, that's the next step of this.
She's Gary Bettman.
The WNBA. We need to even stop going after Kathy Engelberg and go right to the money, because we know the NBA fronts. The NBA is fronting all the money.
Yes.
So we need to go collective shout on this thing and go to the payment processor. That's the NBA. The NBA needs to step in and say, get your house in order. We're not giving you any more money.
Right.
Because this can't last.
They'll get that uproar afterward of why they're not supporting the women.
Yeah, well,
that's why the NBA is like continuously funneling money, because it's like, if we don't, we're gonna get hit with even bigger backlash.
So there's all of that. So, but with all of that news that is, depressing as all hell, we have week 0 this weekend.
Yes, we do. I have two matchups on my calendar.
Week 0.
First of all, as much as week 0 is like my dress rehearsal for the college football season. Week 0 is like my dress rehearsal. Who came up with week 0 anyway?
ESPN did like 3 years ago.
Yep, I thought so.
Okay.
The mouse.
Okay.
The mouse said it again.
That's all I need to know.
I touched on this on Monday,
Mm-hmm.
but you have two of the greatest spots in college football. Manhattan, Kansas, and as I call it, the department store in Ames, Iowa.
And I've been in that stadium.
Two of the greatest venues that you have.
Jack Trice Stadium, Ames, Iowa, and you're sending them to Ireland.
And you send these two teams to Iowa.
You don't want to have it on campus for some god awful crazy reason. You send them to Ireland. For what?
It makes absolutely zero sense.
None.
You have Kansas State, who plays. If you look at their schedule this year, they play 10 Big 12 teams.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know how many? You want to know how many Big 12 teams Iowa State plays?
1.
9.
9. Oh wow.
Wait. Now, Jen, I know you're not a college football person, but Jen, I know you can tell me 10 and 9 are not the same number.
No, they're not. There's your confirmation, Deeds.
You cannot have a conference where teams play more games than other teams. That can't happen. Somebody messed up.
I borrowed the great Chris Dietz. What the hell are we doing?
That's always the $1 million question.
What the hell are we doing?
So I'm guessing either one of these. I'm guessing what they're just going to do is take 9 games from Kansas State and just say, all right, these are the 9 we're counting.
I don't.
Or they have a mulligan on their schedule. Like, how does that work? You can't do that.
I thought, well, growing up, I remember every team playing the same number of conference games.
Right.
Okay, so Kansas State is playing 10 conference games, and Iowa State's playing 9. What is wrong with this picture?
There's something's not just you can't make this stuff up. I'm looking at the schedule, I'm counting the games. I'm like, how is this going to work? How are we going to do this? Like, somebody and I always ask that, but how does this happen? Like, somebody's got to be looking at this and be like, what are we doing?
Oh man, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have ourselves a little fun. And I kind of loaded something here.
Oh no!
Go ahead.
Just a minute. I kind of loaded something here, and since I didn't get a chance to complete it, I'll do this one live. It's time for our first ever edition of Predictions. Should it go wrong? Yeah.
Oh, there goes my notebook already.
Let's do it, dog. Take us through the picks.
All right, we got 10 games on the docket between week 0 and week 1. So let's kick it off with
10.
Let's kick it off with the game that the boss man's going to be covering from Ireland. It's going to be number 22 Iowa State, number 17 Kansas State. K-State's favored by 3. The over/under is set at 49.5. Rip it and click it. Who's doing what?
I don't know why I'm going underdog on this one, even though I'm calling this and I'm kind of cheering for both teams because I like the matchup and it's a Big 12 matchup and it should be held on campus.
It should.
But it's not. Thank the NFL. Thank you, Playmaker. Thank the NFL for sending the Big 12 matchup to Ireland. And I don't know how you make this up. I'm going with the Cyclones. I don't know why. I don't know what. I don't know where. And I don't know who. But I'm going with the Cyclones.
All right. Let's see who you got in this matchup.
I think Avery Johnson stepped up last year, and I think he steps into his own, and this is the start of it for Kansas State. So I'm going to go with the Wildcats.
Vic Duffy, what do you got?
I'm going the same way. I'm actually looking for K-State to have a good game on this one. I'm going to go with the Wildcats.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Avery Johnson play. I got all my lineups done. I'm looking forward to seeing Avery Johnson play. Okay, dog.
Honestly, I'm looking at this to come down to the wire. Whoever's got the last possession is probably going to win this thing.
Oh, so
I couldn't even see it
on the side, right?
Yeah, I see this basically going also into overtime possibility.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Based off of what I saw last year with these two teams and going into this one, I'm actually going to go with the upset, and I'm actually going to go Iowa State.
Okay.
You're going Iowa State. Okay. 2 apiece on this one. Next one.
Next game is going to be the 28th of August from Arrowhead. It's Nebraska and Cincinnati. Nebraska's favored by 6.5, and the over-under's at 53.5. Boss man, lead us off.
Nebraska, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Nebraska. Oh, hell no. Nebraska. Dylan Raiola.
Who do you got? Who do you got?
Yeah, too much Dylan Raiola, and Cincinnati has not been. They've not been the same team since Luke Fickell left. So I'm going with Nebraska.
Right.
Vic?
Yeah, I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to go Nebraska. I usually am the Cincinnati guy. I usually like WTF Cincinnati. And there is a legendary Dr. K.
Hey, it's the good doctor.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're doing our picks now so we can wrap up and get out of here.
I'll hurry the heck up.
I'm
You're
trying.
just talking too much.
We're working.
Why don't you pick Nebraska or Cincinnati? Pick one.
Well, Cincinnati's closer, so we'll go with them.
We're going with Cincinnati.
All right, I'm going Nebraska because I usually am the Cincinnati guy. You should tune into WKRP, but I'm not this time. I'm turning off the radio, and I'm going to go with Nebraska.
What's up, Sam?
I'm going to be taking.
I got another buddy here that was down in Terre Haute.
Yep. I'm going clean sweep with Nebraska. The running game, I feel, is going to be a lot stronger than what people are expecting. Nebraska's going to pound the ball in way too much. Cincinnati's not going to have an answer.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the first of this season's SeatGeek Clean Sweep.
Yep. Next one on the list is August 29th. We're starting with a Friday night next week. It's going to be Auburn and Baylor. Auburn's favored by 2.5. The over-under's at 57.5. Boss man, we talked about this game. It's going to be a good one.
Who is I'm being tickled here?
Auburn and
it's
Baylor.
Auburn and Baylor. Auburn's 2.5 favorite.
Second Bears by 50.
Oh, so you're taking the Bears on this one?
Look, Auburn has proven nothing to me in 3.5 years. I'm taking the Bears, and I'm taking them by 50 down in Waco, Texas.
Who you got, Dietzy?
Now, in the Big 12 versus SEC matchup, usually I'm going to take SEC, but Auburn has just been a disaster. I'm going with Baylor.
Thank you. I'm taking Baylor, and I'm taking them by 50.
Vic?
Normally, this would be a really tough choice, but now this one's actually quite easy. Baylor.
And you know what? We'll make it another SeatGeek sweep. I'm taking Baylor in this one as well.
Yep. And Pizzo's adding to the sweep. He's also taking Baylor. Next one.
Next one on the hit list. It's Georgia Tech making the road trip to Boulder to see Coach Prime and them Colorado Buffaloes. G-Tech is favored by 4. The over-under is at 54.5.
And G-Tech's going to score 50 of them. I'm calling for it. Give me Georgia Tech.
Deets.
This is one of those games that everybody expects Georgia Tech to win. That means Colorado's going to win.
And you know what? I can't argue with that logic. I've watched college football for many years.
It just has that feeling. Colorado, we don't know anything about them. You know, how do they replace Shadur Sanders? How do they replace Travis Hunter?
How do they replace Webster and the rest of that offense? Right?
Deion's got a chance to blow up. They're home dogs. Like, that usually doesn't happen. Everything that shouldn't happen is happening right now. So I'm going to go with what shouldn't happen, and that's Colorado with the upset.
Not at home. Nope.
What you got?
I ain't having it.
I'm going the same way as Deets. This is a game that Georgia Tech would win, but I already said that this is going to be the game to test of, was it really, Shadur? Was it someone else? Was it Travis Hunter?
Yep.
We're going to find out what Colorado is really made of, sans, the groups that had already left. I'm going with Colorado. It might be an upset, but I'm taking it.
Hey, as a dog, I'm a fan of upsets myself. I got Colorado, but this is going to be one of those last possession games, I feel.
And I wouldn't be surprised. It's in Boulder, Colorado. Next one.
Next one on the hit list is one of our Saturday games on the 30th. It's number 1 Texas, number 3 Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 2, and the over-under's at 47.5. And the boss man saying, hook 'em horns.
I'm going with the horns. I don't know why. I mean, I've seen this play out before. I've seen it play out before in 2005 when you had Texas and Ohio State play in Columbus. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me a rhyme or a reason, but I'm going with Texas. I'm going with the top-ranked horns.
Deets?
The last time a big conference team came into Columbus, they planted the flag in the middle of the yard. If Ohio State cannot defend Columbus, if they can't defend it again, we need to start worrying about what's going on in the Buckeye State. I'm taking Ohio State to win at home.
Vic?
I'm not only going to take, and Matt, let me make this a double play. I'm not only going to take Texas to cover, I'm going to take them to win.
This is gonna be a tough one because I love the Longhorns. But I'm not betting against the champs. I'm going with OSU.
What is it we often say around here? To beat
the champs, you must beat the champs.
Woo! And you know what? Not today. Not today, Bubba. Give me Ohio State in a barn burner.
Yep.
Oh, it's going down to the last possession. I'm not saying this is going to be a blowout by any. This will be not only the first. As a matter of fact, I will say this: given these two teams, and given the fact that Ohio State's the defending champions, this will be not only the first of two, but maybe three.
This is probably going to come down to a walk-off 48-yarder.
Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me either.
But and Ohio State has, and listen to what Deep says. Ohio State has more to lose.
Yes, they do.
Ohio State has more to lose. We got 5 minutes left.
Next one on the hit list. It's number 9 LSU going down to Death Valley to see number 4 Clemson. Clemson's favored by 4. The over/under's at 57.5. Boss man, hit it.
It's in Death Valley. I'm going with Clemson.
Deets?
I'm going to take the Tigers. Oh wait. I'm gonna take the team that plays in Death Valley. Oh wait, they both good. This game, there's so much in this game.
I got caught too. I was like, wait a minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
I knew Deets would make both of those.
I'm going with Clemson at home.
Yeah, I'm usually an LSU guy because that was the one school I was gonna go to, but. Yeah, I'm going with Clemson. Clemson, I think, has done more.
Clemson sets the tone for their season, beats LSU, and LSU's left scratching their head wondering what's going to happen when they drop out of the top 20.
Pizzle's picks go Baylor, Georgia Tech, Texas, and he's taking LSU. He's taking the LSU for the road victory
Tigers
in Clemson, South Carolina. Next
game on the hit list to wrap up the Saturday slate's going to be Cal and Oregon State. Oregon State's favored by 3. The over-under's at 50.5. Boss?
Oh, geez, Louise. Why'd you pick this game of suckertude on the list? Give me the spread again.
It's Cal and Oregon. The Oregon's favored by 3. Over-under 50.5.
I'm going Oregon State to cover and to win.
Deets?
Yeah, the transfer portal decimated Cal. I'm going with Oregon State.
Vic?
I'm going same Oregon State.
And I'll wrap that up in a nice pretty little bow and say, yeah, the portal screwed Cal over. Oregon wins this one.
And Pizzle's picking Cal on this one. We got a Sunday game. One more Saturday game, and that's the one I'm going to call. It's one of the late ones. It is Stanford and Hawaii, and it's in Hawaii. And I'm going with the Warriors. I may be the lone wolf, so let me howl out. I'm going with Hawaii.
So we're picking 11 games. Okay.
I'm going with Hawaii.
Who you got? Okay. Who you got for this one, Piz?
Stanford, Hawaii. I'm going with Hawaii.
Who you got for this one, DT?
I'm going with Hawaii as well. Stanford is not the same Stanford team we know, and until they get back to that, I can't go against the Warriors.
I can't go against the Warriors either, and that's a game I'm calling. 7 o'clock for the pregame, 7:30 for the kick. Victor, what you got for us?
Except the roasted pig, I'm going with Hawaii.
Do we have a sweep? Because Pizzle's picked Hawaii.
Yeah, I'll take it. Hawaii's favored by 2.5. And the over/under was at 50.5. I'm looking this up right now, and that will wrap that one up. The Sunday game starting on the 31st. A rivalry renewed. Catholics versus convicts. It's number 6 Notre Dame going to number 10 Miami. Notre Dame's favored 2.5. Over/under 50.5. What do you got?
Cheer for old Notre Dame. I'm taking the Fighting Irish.
Deets?
In the famous words of Jimmy Johnson, do not leave the game on the field in South Bend.
Nope. Don't ever do that.
My
Irish fight.
I'm taking
Notre Dame in a close one.
Okay, we got Pizzle picking the U. Victor's picking the Irish. Which way do you go, dog?
I'm taking the Irish as well. The running game is going to be far too much for Miami to get a hold of.
Agreed.
Next one on the hit list to wrap up the Sunday slate. In Atlanta, it's going to be Virginia Tech versus number 13 South Carolina. South Carolina is favored by 7.5 over under 48.5. Boss,
all right. Give me South Carolina. I'm just going to go ahead and it's in Atlanta. It's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. That's SEC territory. Give me South Carolina.
Deets.
Yeah, this is the coming out party for the Gamecocks. I'm going South Carolina as well.
Vic,
going with the Gamecocks. South of my home state.
Ain't this just the cocky little sweep? I'll take South Carolina myself. And to wrap this party up, 9-1. That's right, September 1st. It's the unveiling of Chapel Billion. It's TCU favored by 3.5 going into Tar Heel country. The over/under at 58.5. Boss,
you know what? I shouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh, hell no. What am I talking about? I may be a homer, but I ain't stupid. Give me the Frogs.
Beats?
Yeah, Bill Belichick was brought in there for a reason. TCU is a better built team. Sonny Dykes is not a slouch head coach. He's been doing this for just as long as Bill Belichick has. I'm going with the seasoned veteran in this case. I'm going TCU.
Give me them Frogs, baby.
I'm gonna pull Renegade Lone Wolf style. I'm gonna side with Chapel Beal, and I'm gonna go with the Tar Heels.
As boss, you just said, I may be a homer, but I ain't stupid. I grew up in the Belichick era in New England, but college ball is different. Give me the Frogs and a runaway.
Those are our premier editions of predictions. Should have gone wrong. Yeah.
Brought to you by BetUS.com where the game begins. Now get me the hell up out of here.
All right. I'm going home from campus. My wife's here to get me. Have a great day. Remember,
hey, Snowman.
Yes.
I know Jody's there. Speaking of predictions, sure to go right. You can tell her I said she can thank me for her starting quarterback.
Yes, he did bring that up.
You know what? She already knows, and she walked by me in my office one day when I said Daniel Jones should be the starting quarterback. She leaned in and said, "Well, it's about damn time you came to that." Christy's joining us each and every Thursday. Thank you very much, Deets. We love you, and we're getting out of here because I'm going to go home. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. And yes, Indianapolis, you have a new quarterback. See you tomorrow.
Had that.
Why did we not have a good day yesterday? Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. Amen.
Twitch.tv/NW_Euro. So go give it a follow.
Follow Q Queen. We're out of here.
We are out of here. Follow Snowman Multimedia on Twitch also. SNWMN Multimedia.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Later.